Montana State has its best football start in program history. How about 10 straight wins to start the season? Let's show you how it happened this afternoon against Sacramento State. Beautiful day in Bozeman. Opening drive, Bobcats in their home blues. Receiver, Ty McCullough, working on his rushing yards. Jet sweep with the blockers, and look at the speed. 7-0 MSU, just like that. Next possession, if the run works, let's stick with it. Malott keeps it this time. Around the right corner, 14-0 Bobcats. Ahead to the second now, Julius Davis made his return from injury last week. Here's his first touchdown of the season as he gets in. Late first half, do they want to go to the air? No. Malott keeps it around the other corner this time. He's into the end zone, hop, skip, and a jump. Seconds left now in the half. Sacramento State just trying to get on the board. But look at this. John Johnson steps in and picks it off. The fourth time this season MSU has shut out an opponent in the first half. Early third quarter, Bobcats are literally running over teams this season. They lead the FCS in rushing yards. Adam Jones just short of the end zone, but the Bobcats with over 500 rushing yards today. The historic season continues for MSU. Scott Breen, MTN Sports.
Montana State just continuing to do what they do best for the top rushing team in the Big Sky. And, you know, Ty, you saw Adam Jones right there. I mean, just unbelievable numbers. Grace said it, 159 on the ground, 32 yards per carry, but you're getting it from other guys as well, like Ty McCullough on the sweep.
Yeah, listen, as a defense, if you give up 250 yards rushing, that's backbreaking. You give up over 500, that's soul-taking, and that's exactly what the Cats did today. They took souls. I thought they were excellent on the ground, as they've always been. And then I thought the defense, for maybe having probably their worst game last week, I thought they responded beautifully and played an excellent game defensively.
And again, just watching Adam Jones, and again, the versatility with that running attack. You saw Julius Davis right here. You got Adam Jones. You got Scott Trey Humphrey. I mean, they're so dangerous. And you can't forget about Tommy Malott as well in that running attack.
No, I mean, that's the icing on the cake. You've got this stable of running backs that are amazing. And, oh, by the way, the quarterback's maybe the best runner of all of them. It's nuts, man.
Malott's so dangerous when he gets on the perimeter. Okay, defensively, you highlighted a second ago, 255 yards total allowed by this Bobcat defense today against a Sac State team who has shown they can throw the ball and put up points.
Yeah, this outfit was scoring over 30 points a game, Ben. I mean, I thought Coach Daly had an excellent game plan. I thought it was executed to perfection. They did not give up a score until late, and frankly, I think every person on the field at that time was a backup in some regard, you know. So they've done a great job all year. They really have. They're incredibly dominant at home, which we saw again today. We both know they will 1,000% have their work cut out for them next week against a very good UC Davis.
No question about that. 9.5 yards per play for Montana State today. 607 total yards. Not even reaching the century mark in passing yards, but really didn't really need that with the amount of yards they put up on the ground today. But like you mentioned, that defense for Montana State, they're in for an even bigger test a week from tonight down in Davis when you got guys like Lan Larison, the preseason offensive player of the year. Miles Hastings is one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Sky. That's a big challenge for Brent Vigen in this bunch.
Can't wait to get home tonight and watch them against the Grizzlies in Washington Grizzlies Stadium. I think we're going to learn a lot tonight. And any way you cut it, the three best teams are playing each other in the last 3 weeks of the season. It's awesome.
Hey everyone, Kyle Hansen here on a beautiful evening here in Missoula, Montana at Washington Grizzlies Stadium. And as you can hear, the atmosphere around me is absolutely off the hook as the top 8 matchup between UC Davis and Montana is officially here. All the talk is over, so let's see who came out on top on this huge Big Sky Conference game. Grizzlies on their opening drive, and it's Logan Fife finding a hole, and he scrambles for a huge chunk of yardage. And that sets up the Grizzlies well for the first score of the game. Fife drops back, and he finds who else but Junior Bergen wide open in the end zone for a 23-yard touchdown, and Montana takes the early 7-0 lead. But Davis has the response, though, on the next drive as Miles Hastings pitches it to Trent Tompkins. He quiets the crowd and ties this one up at 7-all. Second quarter now, Davis driving deep into UM territory, but the Grizzlies hold firm and use some help from the crowd noise to keep Davis off balance, and the Aggies convert the 42-yard field goal here to take the 10-7 lead as Montana prevents any further damage. And that was your score late into the second quarter in this one, and for the rest of your coverage when this one concludes, head over to montanasports.com. Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
Well, Carroll College remains the only team with an unblemished record in the Frontier Conference with a path to a league title. Runs through Dillon today, where fourth-ranked Montana Western looks to repeat as champs. MTN's Luke Shelton has your highlights.
Hey everyone, Luke Shelton down here in Dillon, where the Frontier Conference Championship hangs in the balance. Today, a top 15 matchup is number 4 Montana Western hosts number 14 Carroll College. Now the stakes are clear. If the Saints win, they're outright league champs. But if the Bulldogs prevail, well, the last week of the regular season gets a lot more interesting. Let's get to those highlights. Saints ball first, and a solid start for Western's defense as the Bulldogs force a quick 3 and out. But now on the run, and here's Cameron Pruitt stripping Jake Humphrey, and there for the recovery and the touchdown is Braden Orlandi, and the Saints special teams racks up the first touchdown of the game. But Western's defense holding the Saints offense in check. And to look at the Dillon product, Tyler Walker bringing down Jack Perka for the sack. And that'll set the Bulldogs offense up for this. Michael Palandri airs it out, and it's Eli Norse there for the 31-yard touchdown, and the Bulldogs tie the game at 7. After that, missed opportunities, including both teams missing short field goals. But just before the half, Western's John Mears boots one in to give his team the lead. Now second half, and the Saints retake the lead on this touchdown pass from Perka to Carson Ochoa. But now the Bulldogs call on Pete Gibson, who rushes for one touchdown to put Western back on top, and then a second to ice this game as fourth-ranked Montana Western defeats number 14 Carroll College 27-14, and the Bulldogs now have a chance to repeat as Frontier Conference champions. In Dillon, Luke Shelton, MTN Sports. And elsewhere around the Frontier, 10th-ranked Montana Tech rolled past MSU Northern, and Rocky Mountain College earned its first Frontier victory this season over Arizona Christian. In Dillon, Luke Shelton, MTN Sports.
Still to come, a full slate of high school football playoffs beginning with Class A quarterfinals. Sports Extra, we'll be right back after.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
We're through one round of the high school football playoffs, and the number of teams left playing football in November continues to dwindle. MTN's Alec Boffinger takes us to Billings, where the top seed Central Rams opened their postseason journey.
Good evening, folks. Alec Boffinger here in Billings at Herb Clint Field for the Class A nightcap. Whitefish and Billings Central for the final spot in the semifinals. The Rams pounced on Whitefish in a hurry tonight. Opening drive, Jack DeBoer plunges in from 9 yards out, and he was just getting started. After Whitefish answered, Central down around the goal line, and they call on DeBoer again. His second touchdown makes it 14-7 Rams. Still in the first quarter, DeBoer one more time, a first quarter hat trick for the Central standout. But he wasn't done. Just 18 seconds into the second quarter, DeBoer finds pay dirt for the fourth time, though the celebration would draw a flag. Central ran away with this thing tonight. Howie Martin to Cale Aldrich. The Rams cruise into the semifinal round. Earlier in the day, Laurel played host to Columbia Falls. Long opening drive for Laurel, this on fourth down. Crew Hunter recovers the mishandled snap, then he finds Isaiah Burt, a tremendous catch, taken down at the 1. Hunter would score on the next play. Burt had himself a monster day. Hunter looking for him on the sidelines, and Burt with a slick diving catch. Next snap, Curtis Fox waltzes in from 10 yards out, 14-0 Locos. Opening minute of the third quarter, they strike on the big play. Hunter to Burt, and he outraces the defense for a 75-yard score. It's 28-0. Sioux Falls fought all the way back, though. This is Reggie Sapa scoring on the goal line, and the Wildcats have it down to a one-score game. Laurel trying to ice it late. Hunter going for the end zone, but Jory Hill picks it, and Sioux Falls has a chance at a 2-minute drill. But the Loco defense steps up, and who else? Burt with the game-sealing interception on the sideline as Laurel punches its ticket to the semis with a dramatic 35-28 win. Scores, highlights, and more at MontanaSports.com.
Hey everyone, Luke Shelton down here in Dillon as the reigning Class A champion Dillon Beavers host Lewistown in the quarterfinals in a rematch of last year's semis. Let's get right to those highlights. And the Eagles eager to avenge that loss last November as first quarter, Madden Northline comes down with the INT, and the freshman making the most of the moment as he turns it into a pick six. Lewistown jumps to a 7-0 lead. Dillon forced a punt, and now here goes Brendan Fiskus as he rips off a massive run, and he'll put his team in scoring position. Now on to the second quarter, and it's the QB, McKay Shobe, finishing it off as Lewistown storms to a 14-0 lead. Dillon looking for an answer, and there goes the Montana State commit Carter Kernow as he picks up a nice gain down the right sideline. But that drive ends in an interception, and Beavers' next drive, it's Andrew Kuhlman picking off the shovel pass, and Lewistown's defense stifling the Beavers. It's simply the Eagles' night